Hey, Allison here, and today I just wanted to talk about something that was really upsetting to me and I struggle with, and I don't know if some of you feel the same way. And it's really about when you're communicating with people, being a little more sensitive on some certain things you ask them. So let's start with first thing. When you find out one of your friends is engaged, I know you want to know when the wedding is, but give people some time to process it. I feel like the day after we got engaged, people wanted to know when we were getting married. And we did give ourselves about a year and a half before we got married, so we were engaged for a while. And I liked that. For us, that meant that we could pay for our wedding in cash. We had time to save up. And based on our situation, when we got engaged, we were living in Boston. We knew we wanted to have a wedding back by our friends and family in Chicago. And so we waited until we moved back to Chicago to even start thinking about planning a wedding. So if you have friends that are engaged, make sure that you just wait a little bit and then you can ask them, or they'll tell you. You're going to find out when their wedding is once they know. They're going to post it somewhere. They're going to share it with you. And then the next thing is a little bit more deep, and that's asking people right after they get married when they're going to have kids. And this is something that it's just like a natural thing. And in society, we just feel like, these are the steps. And so many people go, that's how they live their life. But it's been a struggle for me and something that's hard for me because, I have friends that struggle with fertility. And so if you ask people that question, that could really bring up some stuff with them and upset them. And for me, I'm still at a point where I just got married 2 months ago, you guys. And people ask me when I'm having kids or if we're having kids. And I know it's like people want to know and they're curious and maybe they're just making small talk. But to be honest, like where we're at right now in our lives and in our careers and in our relationship, we don't know if we're going to have kids. I am 33 and I know, some things about ages, and if you're a woman who's had kids, your first kid after 35, like reach out to me because I'd like to chat and hear about your experience, but we're both at a place right now where we haven't been together that long and we do want some more time with the two of us and to really build our marriage solid before we start to think about having kids. And I'm kind of at the mentality, if I'm supposed to have a child, it's going to happen. And if I'm not, and I really want one still, I'll adopt or I'll find a way to make it happen. I don't think a lot of people know that I've spent a lot of years with little kids. I used to teach dance full time and I taught 18-month-olds up until, high schoolers, but a lot of my classes were 18 months to 5. For a couple years in a row, I had a class Saturday mornings of 12 2-year-olds. So I love kids. I've been around a lot of kids. My niece and my nephew are like my favorite little people ever. And I do love kids, but I also, another thing people don't know, I was a live-in nanny. I lived in 90210 in Beverly Hills. I lived with a family I was nannying for, and I learned firsthand how exhausting it is to be a mom. I wasn't their mom, but when it was my turn to be on duty, I had a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a newborn to take care of. I didn't get to eat. I didn't get to go to the bathroom. I didn't sleep well. I feel for all you moms and all you full-time moms, and I appreciate you because I know that that's like, raising a kid is like the hardest job ever, it seems. So, and I haven't even raised any of my own, obviously. So I just wanted to make this video because I was feeling a little bit upset at the doctor because she always brings up my age and if I want to have kids and where I'm at. And I know she's doing it because she has to give me the medical definitions and things she learned in school about having kids after 35 and complications you can have and all that. So I understand where she's coming from, but every time she does it, I literally leave the doctor's office in tears. And today was hard because while I was at the doctor, while we were having this discussion, the song Stairway to Heaven came on, which my grandma requested that. So it was her favorite song and we were really close. And she requested to have it played at her funeral. and my uncle played it on the guitar, and so every time I hear it, I think of my grandma. And so I was just like a little emotional because I'm like, what is the message? Like, what is she trying to tell me? Because let's be real, who hears Stairway to Heaven that often? One, and in a doctor's office, especially a gynecologist's office too. So I just, just was really emotional when I left the doctor, and my mom just was great to talk to and just to remind me that we're all on different paths in life. And I think a lot of times when making small talk, we just go for the questions like, oh, when are you going to have kids? And when are you getting married? And when are you doing this? And when are you buying a house? And maybe we need to stop that. Maybe we need to get to know people and their core and what they're about. What do you like to do for fun? What do you do for work? What's your favorite thing about being married? Ask people questions. And just be a little more sensitive to where they're at in their life, because we're all on different paths. We all have different things we're working towards. And I just have a feeling that there's more people out there that might be in the same boat as me, where they know they eventually want a family, but they're just not ready right now. And I can't imagine. I know what it takes I think I know what it takes to be with kids. I watched my mom, I've seen my mom with us, and I watch my sister, and she's a stay-at-home mom, and I see what she puts in with those kids and how much work it is. And so many of my friends with kids, like, I know that if I'm supposed to be a mom, like, it is a full-time job and your life has changed forever. And I'm just still at a place where I'm newly married. I'm getting to know my husband more and how that whole thing works out. And so I'm just rambling a little bit, but I just wanted to open up and share what I feel and where I'm kind of at on that. And if you guys have any feedback, or you want to talk to me more about it, or maybe you felt the same way and now you have kids, or maybe you decided you never wanted to have family, like, I would love to chat more and just kind of connect with more people. So I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. So I got a little emotional, and I will see you guys later.